Good evening, folks. How is everyone? Hope you're all doing well. You know you're my people, and I love you. Always want you to be the big three, my friends. I want you healthy, I want you happy, and I want you safe. And you know what I want for me? Like, share, remind, leave a comment. How about that? We can do that, right? Today we are going to take a look at one from Avery Brewing. This is White Rascal Belgian-style white-ale, and it says 5.6 is the ABV. Okay. Refreshing orange peel coriander. Good with that. Standard bullshit government warning. Brewing and canned by Avery in Boulder, Colorado. Protect the environment. Do not litter. We don't do that anyway because that's what bad people do. That's what I tell the girls. So let's get a crack. Let's get a pour. And let me run inside real quick and get the thermometer, which I forgot to bring out again. I'll be right back. All right, that's better. It's a good thing my head's attached, right? That's what my mom used to say. Anyway, let's crack, let's pour, let's get a temp, now that we have a thermometer, and see what we have going on here. I could not find my Belgian glass, my, wood glass, so I'm going to substitute. I almost went with the Luigi. There was a fella online commenting that his favorite beer glass is a Teku. I like the Teku. I think they're good. But personally, for me, I like the Luigi better. Pretty beer. Before we screw everything up, look at that head. That head is just beautiful and creamy. All right, let's get a temp. She packs so nice. One more look before we start. Look how tight that is. There's not even a lot of graduation going on in there. It is just tight from bottom to top. Nice, nice. All right, wake up, thermometer. Show me what we got. Oh, no, go lower. Lower. There we go. That's better. I would say go lower still. Oh, okay, I'll take that. 40. 40 works. That head's not collapsing too quick either. You know what? Might be onto something here, but it's Biden time. Let's get that sniffer in there and see what's going on. Nice. So initially you're not getting that Belgian nose, right? Because they use Belgian. Been over that 100 times. But then after it presents, that's all you can smell, right? So the initial, just very first faint whiff before it switched over to Belgian would have been that coriander orange peel, which is not horrible, by the way. And that's back again as the Belgian has died down. So already we're seeing some lacing. We're seeing a really odd nose. Well, that's got to be a little alien sticking there with his antenna up or something. So already we're seeing an interesting shift just on the nose. And because we are those people, we are going to have to slipper the tongue and investigate. Salute. Nice, really good mouthfeel. Buchels, intra, extra, soft palate. Cruises on top right to the back. Not a whole lot of tongue involvement. You have that Belgian taste, but mixed in with that Belgian, I'm gonna say they're balancing the coriander and the orange here. You're not really catching more of one than the other, so it's kind of a mashup to accent the Belgian. If you've drank Belgians, you know what Belgians are, and they're often referred to as banana clove. I tend to lean more towards fruit cakey. And that's due to the yeast they use, which is Brettanomyces. Okay. We've covered that like 100 times before. So unless you're absolutely brand new here, you know I love Belgians. And we tend to drink them a lot. Interesting lacing going on, but not really anything you can read. Oh well, such is life. Let's get a temp. So we started at 40, we're looking for 46. Right now I have 41.2. 42, 43 if I put her next to the glass. So we're going to let the thermometer rest in there. And we're going to read the information on their page. Incidentally, they do give us a home brew recipe. If anybody wants it, hit me up down below and I will ship it over to you. An authentic Belgian-style white ale. This rascal is unfiltered and cleverly spiced with coriander and curacao orange peel. There you go. Producing a relatively zesty classic ale. As our flagship beer and gold medal winner of the Belgian wit beer category of the World Beer Cup in 2018 and 2023, and the Great American Beer Fest in 2023, we pay tribute to the history and time-honored tradition of the steadfast Belgian wit beer by brewing White Rascal with the same Belgian ingredients used by 15th century brewers from the village of Hoegaarden. You can make the joke, I don't have to. We're all making that joke anyway. The tales and images of demons are popular in Belgian folklore, and we follow suit with our own White Rascal. And there he is. Descriptors are zesty, authentic, and refreshing. The beer is at 44 right now. Suggested taproom pairings, fish and fries. The light cod battered in White Rascal complements the Belgian's orange and coriander adjuncts. Sounds tasty, actually. So, for the ingredients list... I get it. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, the hops on this would be like a 2, which means it's like a 20. It's malt forward, looking at about 40%. Yeast centric at about 70. Beyond Reinheitsgebot, I don't know what that means, is about 50. And the ABV percentage, it has it midway, but it's 5.6. So, okay. The hop varieties are Sterling. The malt varieties are wheat and two-row. And the yeast varieties are the House Belgian wit strain. Alright, sounds good. They actually do turn out some really, really nice beers. And again, I like Belgians, so this is nothing horrible for me. It's so tasty that I keep drinking it until the label stops scaring the crap out of me. All right, David All right there, David McRunnell. You can go to their webpage and get the recipe, which you can't see because reflections. Anyway, if you're really, really interested, recipe is scaled to 5-gallon batch production. Okay, 5 gallons would be plenty. What do you walk away with after 5? Well, to be perfectly honest, don't know. Y yeast 3944 Belgian wit beer at 19C for 75% fermentation. Raise the temperature to 25C for VDK rest. I'm gonna have to ask Angus what any of that means, because Angus homebrews sometimes. He has it in a while though. Petty, but all he ever really made were IPAs. And the last one was like a pumpkin IPA, and I'm like, hell, that's a sin, sir. We are looking at 46.2, my friends. 46.2 works. Let's get the old snifferino in there, see what's going on. Prost. All right, so now you're really getting that orange coriander punch on top of the Belgian yeast. It smells really good. Think 70 Belgian and 30 adjuncts. Okay, think of it like that. While she's lacing, she's not really giving us anything interesting to look at except maybe a duck with a really long tail. Or maybe it's a goose. I don't know. Oh yeah, and that orange coriander is popping in there. Smells delicious. Slip of the tongue. Nice. So the mouthfeel hasn't shifted. It's still light into the buccals, some extras, but mainly soft palate and intradentals all the way to the back across the top. Very tip of the tongue is the only thing involved. But she did a progression in there, which is why I stopped. So Belgian. And then she starts to bitter up. Excuse me. Crud in my eye. Belgian, right? The flavor is Belgian. And then she starts to bitter up and you get the adjunct pop, which is, of course, the coriander and the orange peel. And it's more coriander. So you're getting a heavier coriander bite than you were before, even though the nose was leaning more towards orange. Interesting. Tasty. It's a really good beer. You know, the downside of this channel, I got 48.52. So do I have 48 or 52 glass? Again, I almost went with the Luigi today. I might have considered it for this. I'm looking at 50 right now. Okay. 2 more degrees. Scusi. The downside of doing this is I buy a lot of singles, and then I'm like, man, I'd like to have a couple more of these. But we're not going to, sadly. Good beer, though. Oktoberfest is coming. I don't know. I'll have to look and see what Oktoberfest has got. Last year I had a really hard time finding anything interesting that we hadn't already done. And I see a lot of guys on like the Reddit groups, like beer porn and stuff, are just putting up the same old stuff. You know, you've got the Sierra, and basically the stuff they like, which is fine. Good, drink what you like, and you know, like to show off their beer fridges with all their stuff. Cool. But here I'm always trying to find something new, so I'm gonna have to go out and look and see if I can find anything, or we might have a really, really light Oktoberfest season this year. You could always drink the same old crap over and over again, but why? 52. It's not as hot today as it has been recently, and it has dried out, which is not uncommon for us because we are a desert. But it's still hot out. Oh, look. Flavor profile is shrunk to just the stripe. The orange and the coriander are really presenting now more than the Belgian is. Again, she's bittering up on the back end, but nothing to write home about. And now the flavor profile is flipped, and I'm getting Belgian on the back end. That's why we do this, man. This is how I find beers to be interesting. I mean, sit here and just... My buddy Q only drinks Moosehead. Goes out, he buys a couple of cases of Moosehead to get him through the weekend. He's good. All right. He doesn't run a beer channel. We're not here to just drink Moosehead all day. All right, 53.6, and I think the ribs are about ready to be turned. So we're going to pause. I'm going to go turn my ribs. I'm trying out a new rub recipe for them. And be right back. Hang in there. Alrighty. Well, I stopped the camera right before the timer went off, because sometimes you get lucky. And as soon as I came back, we were at 58. So sometimes you get lucky. I'll take it. Alright, we're probably going to top this out here. If you want to see how much different it is at an even higher temperature, which would be up to the 60s, you can watch the short, because shorts always get last look, because I would shoot them second. So, look. The nose is really more, if anything, than a mashup of all the flavors. And you know, the Belgian has died back. The orange and coriander are starting to push forward. They're about 50-50, so it's like a mashup, a melange. Okay. Don't mean we won't slip of the tongue. Okay. Kind of vacant on the initial. She does ride the tongue back instead of the roof now. She does light the stripe up on top. Not a whole lot of leakage going out either into the buccals or the extras, and not really anything for the intras. So she's vacant. You get the coriander and the orange, and then when she hits the back end, she bitters up and you get the Belgian. Okay. Well, I wouldn't normally be drinking a beer this color, which is, of course, a nice orange, juicy. Yeah, she's more yellow than orange juice. Let's give her a 10. I wouldn't really be drinking this beer at this temperature anyway. This is just not where I like it. And as we have seen, 40 she's good, into the 50s she's still good, but she's starting to top out now in the high 50s. So try and drink her within that like 40 to 54 range, I think is going to be really good. You could always experiment if you're really that interested. Otherwise, just drink the beer how you like to drink the beer. So, do I like this beer? Yes. Would I buy it again? I think I probably will, because I kind of wish I had a few more. These are going to go really good with those ribs, by the way. I think the ribs smell delicious. Like it, yes. Buy it again, yes. Try it on tap, love to. Handed it to me out of the cooler, I would say thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's good beer. Good for the style, really good for the style, really interesting. Nothing to knock points off for. I mean, she's well crafted, and you saw the award she won. So yeah, I'm going to be Mr. Well, you can't have all those awards. No. 5. I mean, what else have we got? 5. Really, really good, solid beer. And if I disagree with the awards committee, I will, but can't on this one. I mean, this beer's solid. So that's what we got. Thanks for coming by. It's my balls on, my people. You know I love you. I want you to be the big 3, my friends. I want you healthy, happy, safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, head on a swivel, hot and handy. Hot and handy comes with its own laundry list of responsibilities that is on you to be compliant with. Know what you're doing. Okay, it's the best way to keep yourself out of trouble. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, no, I like this beer. Get mad I don't have another one. All right, my friends, I will catch you on the next one. Till then, Skal. Now the orange is presenting more than anything else. Until you get to the back end. And then you're getting back to the Belgian. So, I'll catch you on the next one. Adios.